Today's learning objective will be factoring the difference of two squares and trinomial squares. Notice that on your algebra reference materials, perfect square trinomials and difference of squares are both on there. This next piece of notes, this is just a review. When you have binomials that are the same except for the sign between the terms, right here, the plus and the minus, we call those conjugate binomials. And so when we multiply those two factors, the middle term here becomes 0. Therefore, that causes a difference of two squares. And we're just going to go in reverse today. So this is the difference of two squares represented algebraically. If you have a squared minus b squared, it's just going to convert into plus b times a minus b. It's important that you know your perfect squares and to be able to take the square root of them. Example 1, if we have x squared minus 9, and we need to factor this, we immediately observe there is no middle term. So this must be the difference of two squares. So this should be pretty easy for us to factor. Let's do that. So we're going to go ahead and put our parentheses down, put in our x's, and then all we have to do is take the square root of 9, which is going to be 3, and then since it's, you know that you're going to need a plus and a minus to get a negative 3, so there you go. Difference of two squares. Now we have a lead coefficient of 4r squared, and then we have one here, a constant with 64. So now we're going to have to take two squares roots. So let's do that. We can go ahead and place in our r's. We are going to have to go and take the square root of 64 as well as, the square root of 4 as well as the square root of 64. So remember, the difference of two squares will always have one plus and one minus. So let's go ahead and let's take the square root of 4, which will equal 2. So that's going to go right in here. That's going to be taking the square root of 4. Remember to put it in both places. And then we're going to take the square root of 64, which equals 8. And then we're going to put it in both places, 8. And we have factored it, and that is a special case. Next, for factoring trinomial squares, again, you need to know your perfect squares. All you need to do is check your constant. Is it a perfect square? If yes, take the square root of it. Notice I got 5. And then double it. If I double it and I get 10, it is a trinomial square. All right, let's do some examples. This is our second special case of the day. I went ahead and put the perfect square trinomial so you can see what it looks like right above example 3 that is going to give you on your star chart. So here we have it in the form of a minus 2ab plus b squared. Now, so we know this is going to turn out to be something times something squared. So how do we figure this out? Well, we know this is going to be x, and we know that if we take 25 and we take the square root of it, we're going to get 5. And if we take 5 times 2, we're going to get 10. 10. But alas, it is negative. So thus, this number has to be negative. So this will be x minus 5 squared. And that is the shortcut method. You take the square root of your constant and you get 5. You double it to make sure it really is a trinomial square. And if it is, then you know that this is going to be what will be in the answer. Next problem. First step. Take the square root of 81. You get 9. Verify that 9 times 2 is 18. So you're going to know, because this is a trinomial square, that this will be x minus 9 squared when we factor it. Now it is your turn to practice the two different special cases.